Ambassador Jin Woo walked through the long halls of the Galactic Assembly Building. His shoes made soft sounds on the smooth floor. He had walked these same halls for 20 years. Today felt different. Today felt wrong. The building was huge. It floated in space between 3 star systems. Ships from 847 different worlds came here every day. Jin Woo had seen it all before, but today something was very wrong. Jin Woo stopped at a big window. Outside he could see Earth ships. They were small compared to the giant ships of other worlds. But Jin Woo knew something the others did not know. Earth ships were the best. Human engineers had built them. Human minds had designed them. Ambassador Jin Woo, a voice said behind him. Jin Woo turned around. It was Kelmore, an alien with blue skin and 4 arms. Kelmore was from the Velthari Empire. The Velthari thought they were the best in the galaxy. "The vote will begin soon," Kelmore said. His voice was cold. "I hope your people are ready." Jin Woo looked at him. "Ready for what?" Kelmore smiled. It was not a nice smile. "You will see." Jin Woo watched Kelmore walk away. Something bad was going to happen. Jin Woo could feel it. He walked to the main meeting hall. The hall was very big. It had seats for all 847 member worlds. Earth's seat was in the middle. It was a good seat. Earth had earned it. For 50 years, humans had helped other worlds. When the Zethkari were sick, human doctors saved them. When the Khazari could not grow food, human farmers taught them. When pirates attacked trade ships, human soldiers fought them off. Humans were good at many things. They were smart. They could think fast. They could solve problems that other species could not solve. Most important, humans never gave up. Jin Woo sat in Earth's seat. Around him, aliens from many worlds were talking, but they were not talking to him. They were looking at him in a strange way. Ambassador Park Min from the Mordun world sat near Jin Woo. The Mordun were water creatures. They looked like big fish with arms. Park Min had been Jin Woo's friend for many years. "Park Min," Jin Woo said quietly. "What is happening today?" Park Min would not look at him. "I am sorry, Jin Woo. I am very sorry." Before Jin Woo could ask more, a loud sound filled the hall. The meeting was starting. High Speaker Zorthak stood up. He was from the Velthari Empire. He was very tall and had purple skin. His voice was loud and deep. "Today we vote on Resolution 4471X, Zorthak said. "This resolution is about the humans of Earth." Jin Woo felt his heart beat faster. No one had told him about this resolution. How could there be a vote about humans without Earth knowing? "The human species has been part of our assembly for 50 years, Zorthak continued. "In that time we have watched them carefully. We have seen what they can do." Jin Woo stood up. "I ask to speak," he said. "You may not speak during this vote," Zorthak said. "This resolution is about your species. You cannot vote on it." Jin Woo felt anger rise in his chest. This was not fair. This was not how the assembly worked. "The humans are dangerous," Zorthak said to the hall. "They think different than us. They act different than us. They are too quick to fight, too quick to change things, too quick to take risks." "That is not true," Jin Woo said loudly. "Sit down," Zorthak ordered, "or guards will make you sit down." Jin Woo looked around the hall. Many aliens were nodding. They agreed with Zorthak. Jin Woo could not believe it. "Humans have helped this assembly many times," Zorthak said. "But help can be dangerous when it comes from a dangerous species. We must protect the humans from themselves. We must protect the galaxy from the humans." Jin Woo's hands shook with anger. 50 years ago, the Velthari Empire was fighting a war they could not win. Human generals had helped them. Human soldiers had died for them. Now Zorthak called humans dangerous. "Resolution 4471X will make humans a protected species," Zorthak announced. "Earth will lose its vote in this assembly. Earth will not be allowed to have a strong military. Earth will not be allowed to develop new weapons or dangerous technology. Other species will watch over Earth to keep it safe." The hall was very quiet. Jin Woo felt like the air had been sucked out of his lungs. They wanted to make Earth a prisoner. We will now vote, Zorthak said. One by one, the worlds voted. Jinwu watched in horror as species after species voted yes. The Khazari voted yes. Humans had saved their farms. The Zethkari voted yes. Humans had cured their plague. The Prisimoth voted yes. Humans had shared crystal technology with them. World after world voted to make Earth a prisoner. Species that owed their lives to humans voted to take away human freedom. Then came the Morden vote. Jinwu looked at his friend Park Min. Park Min would not look back at him. The Morden collective votes yes, Park Min said quietly. Jinwu felt something break inside his chest. His oldest friend in the assembly had betrayed him. The vote continued. Some species voted no, but not many. When it was over, 623 worlds had voted yes. Only 223 had voted no. Earth was now a protected species. Jinwu stood up slowly. The hall was watching him. Some aliens looked happy. Some looked sad. Most looked afraid. I need to call Earth, Jinwu said. You may call Earth, Zorthak said. Tell your leaders that this is for their own good. Tell them the galaxy will take care of them now. Jinwu walked out of the hall. His legs felt weak. His hands were shaking. In one vote, Earth had lost everything it had worked for. In one vote, humans had become children in the eyes of the galaxy. He went to his office and called Earth. President Li Day answered the call. She was a strong woman with gray hair and sharp eyes. What happened, Jinwu? She asked. Jinwu told her everything. He told her about the secret vote. He told her about the resolution. He told her about the betrayal of their friends. President Li Day listened without speaking. When Jinwu finished, she was quiet for a long time. So they think we are children, she finally said. Yes, Jinwu said. They think we need protection from ourselves. Yes. They think we are too dangerous to be free. Yes. President Li Day was quiet again. Then she spoke, and her voice was like ice. Jinwu, I want you to listen carefully. Call Admiral Park Soo. Call Dr. Kim Yuna. Call all our people in assembly space. Tell them to come home. Tell them to come home now. What are you going to do? Jinwu asked. President Li Day looked into the camera. Her eyes were hard as stone. If they want to treat us like children, then maybe it is time we showed them what happens when the children leave home. Jinwu felt a chill run down his back. He knew that look in the president's eyes. He had seen it before when humans were pushed too far. The galaxy had made a terrible mistake. They had forgotten something very important about humans. Humans did not like to be caged. And when humans were caged, they did not sit quietly. They broke free, and when they broke free, the whole galaxy would shake. 3 days had passed since the vote. Ambassador Jinwu had not slept well. He kept thinking about President Li Day's words. He kept thinking about what was coming. Jinwu walked into the assembly hall one more time. Today was different. Today, he would speak to the galaxy. High Speaker Zorthak was already there. He looked happy. Many other aliens looked happy too. They thought they had won. They thought they had put humans in their place. Ambassador Jinwu, Zorthak said with a smile, have you come to accept the new rules? Jinwu did not answer. He walked to the center of the hall. 1,000 aliens watched him. Ships from across the galaxy were watching on screens. The whole galaxy was listening. Jinwu took out a piece of paper. His hands were steady now. We see. Voice was clear. I speak for Earth and all human worlds, Jinwu began. 3 days ago you voted to make us prisoners. You voted to take away our freedom. You did this without asking us. You did this without telling us. The hall was very quiet. Some aliens looked uncomfortable. For 50 years, humans have served this assembly, Jinwu continued. We have fought your wars. We have solved your problems. We have shared our knowledge. We have died for your worlds. Jinwu looked at Park Min. His old friend would not meet his eyes. We thought you were our friends. We thought we were partners. We were wrong. Jinwu folded the paper and put it away. Then he began to speak from his heart. You call us dangerous. You say we think differently. You are right. We do think differently. When you see a problem, you talk about it for years. When we see a problem, we fix it. When you see someone in trouble, you form a committee. When we see someone in trouble, we help them. Some aliens began to whisper. They did not like what Jinwoo was saying. You are afraid of us because we are not like you. We take risks. We try new things. We do not give up. These things scare you. So you want to put us in a cage? High Speaker. Zorthak stood up. That is enough. You will accept the resolution or face punishment. Jinwoo looked at him and smiled. It was not a nice smile. We have made our choice, Jinwoo said. Earth withdraws from the Galactic Assembly. We quit. We are done with you. The hall exploded with noise. Aliens were shouting. Some were angry. Some were scared. Some were confused. You cannot quit, Zorthak yelled. No species has ever quit the assembly. We just did, Jinwoo said calmly. He reached up and took off his badge. The badge showed he was Earth's ambassador. He dropped it on the floor. As of right now, all humans are leaving assembly space. All human trade stops. All human help stops. All human friendship stops. Jinwoo began to walk toward the exit. Behind him, the noise got louder. You will starve without us, someone shouted. You will be alone, another voice called. Jinwoo stopped and turned around. No, he said. You will be alone, and you will learn what you have lost. Jinwoo walked out of the assembly hall. He never looked back. Across the galaxy, humans began to move. The order had gone out from Earth. Come home. Come home now. Admiral Park Soo got the message on his flagship. He was protecting a Khazari trade route from pirates. The Khazari had just voted to make Earth a prisoner. All ships, Admiral Park Soo said over the radio. We are going home. What about the trade route? Asked Captain Osung. Not our problem anymore, Park Soo replied. The human fleet turned around and left. 3 hours later, pirates attacked the trade route. The Khazari ships could not fight them off. Half the trade convoy was destroyed. On the medical station above, Zethkari Prime, Dr. Kim Yuna was packing her equipment. The Zethkari were begging her to stay. Please, Dr. Kim, said Dr. Velmar, a Zethkari doctor. We do not know how to use this equipment without you. You should have thought of that before you voted, Dr. Kim said. She kept packing. But people will die, Dr. Velmar said. Dr. Kim stopped packing and looked at him. People die when they make bad choices. Your people made a bad choice. She finished packing and left. The medical station could not work without her knowledge. 3 days later, a disease outbreak began on Zethkari Prime. They could not stop it without human help. Engineer Namhyun was working on a power station in Mordun space. The Morden needed the station to provide energy to their underwater cities. Without it, millions would freeze. Namhyun called Mertok, the Morden chief engineer. Where are you going? Home, Namhyun said simply. But the power station is not finished. Our people need it. Namhyun looked at the half-built station. Your people voted to make my people prisoners. Figure it out yourself. He took his tools and left. The Morden tried to finish the power station. They failed. 2 underwater cities lost power and had to be evacuated. All across the galaxy, the same thing was happening. Human traders closed their shops and left. Human teachers stopped teaching and went home. Human engineers shut down their projects. Human doctors locked their medical centers. In just 1 week, every human in assembly space was gone. Director Choi Min was the last to leave. She ran the Human Trade Consortium, the biggest trading company in the galaxy. Her company moved goods between thousands of worlds, ma'am, said her assistant, an alien named Crix. What do we do with all the trade contracts? Cancel them all, Choi Min said. But ma'am, that will cause shortages across 50 star systems. Not my problem anymore, Choi Min replied. She activated the shutdown codes. Across the galaxy, human trading posts closed. Supply lines that had worked for 50 years suddenly stopped working. Worlds that depended on human trade began to run out of food, medicine, and basic supplies. The panic started small. A few worlds called the Assembly, asking where their human traders had gone. Then more worlds called. Then hundreds of worlds were calling. High Speaker Zorthak tried to calm everyone down. The humans will come back, he said. They need us more than we need them. But Zorthak was wrong. Humans did not need the Assembly. The Assembly needed humans. On Earth, President Lee Day watched the news reports from across the galaxy. Trade was collapsing. Medical systems were failing. Defense networks were breaking down. "Ma'am," said General Yunhai, "the Assembly is calling. They want to talk." "Let them call," President Lee Day said. "We have nothing to say to them. Some of our allies are asking for help. The Terran Federation, the Free Colonies, species that voted against the resolution. President Lee Day thought about this. Help our real friends. But only our real friends. Everyone else can solve their own problems. The president looked out the window at Earth's blue sky. For 50 years we gave them everything. Our knowledge, our friendship, our blood. They threw it all away with one vote. She turned to face her advisors. Now they will learn what the galaxy looks like without humans. And maybe, just maybe, they will understand what they have lost. Across the galaxy, the chaos was getting worse. The Galactic Assembly had created a monster. They had pushed humanity too far, and now humanity was gone. The galaxy was learning a hard lesson. When you bite the hand that feeds you, you go hungry. When you cage the people who protect you, you become defenseless. When you betray your best friends, you end up alone. The humans were gone, and the galaxy was starting to panic. 3 months had passed since the humans left. The galaxy was falling apart. High Speaker Zorthak sat in his office reading reports. Each report was worse than the last. His purple skin had turned pale. His hands shook as he read. The first report was from the Khazari Empire. Pirates had destroyed 30 more trade ships. Without human patrol fleets, the trade routes were not safe. The Khazari were losing millions of credits every day. The second report was from Zethkari Prime. The disease outbreak was spreading. Their doctors could not stop it. They needed human medicine. They needed human doctors. But the humans were gone. The third report made Zorthak feel sick. War had started between the Volmayan Republic and the Hextar Alliance. For 20 years, human peacekeepers had kept them from fighting. Now there were no human peacekeepers. The war had already killed 2 million beings. A message came in on his computer. It was from the Morden Collective. Zorthak opened it with shaking fingers. "High Speaker," the message read. "Our underwater cities are failing. The power systems built by humans are breaking down. We do not know how to fix them. 3 cities have already been evacuated. Please send help." Zorthak threw the computer across the room. It smashed against the wall. He was angry and scared. This was not supposed to happen. The humans were supposed to come back begging for forgiveness. But the humans had not come back. They had not even sent a message. Far away, on a space station, near the edge of assembly space, Captain Osung was helping refugees. His ship was full of aliens who had supported Earth during the vote. These aliens were now in danger from their own people. "Captain," said Lixara, a small blue alien, "thank you for saving us. Our own government wanted to kill us for supporting humans." Osung nodded. "Earth remembers its friends." His ship was one of 50 human ships doing secret rescue missions. They were saving aliens who had voted against Resolution 4471X. President Lee Day had ordered it. Help the friends. Let the enemies solve their own problems. On Earth, engineer Nam Hyun was working on something new. He was building the fastest space drive ever made. It did not need the galaxy's old jump gates. It did not need permission from the Assembly. Human ships could go anywhere they wanted. "How fast will it go?" asked Dr. Kim Yuna. She was working with Nam Hyun now. 3 times faster than anything the Assembly has," Nam Hyun replied. "And it works better too." Dr. Kim smiled. "Good. Let them try to catch us now." The 2 humans worked together. building technology that would make Earth completely independent. No more depending on alien science, no more asking permission to explore space. Humans would go where they wanted, when they wanted. In the assembly capital, emergency meetings were happening every day. Representatives from hundreds of worlds were demanding answers. "Where are our trade goods?" shouted the representative from Klex Prime. "When will the medical supplies arrive?" demanded the Zethkari ambassador. "Our defense systems are failing," screamed the Velthari military leader. High Speaker Zorthak tried to keep control. "The situation is temporary," he lied. "The humans will return soon." "How do you know?" asked Ambassador Park Min from the Morden Collective. His fish-like face looked worried. "They have not contacted us once in 3 months." Zorthak did not have an answer. The truth was he was scared. The humans were not coming back, and without them, the galaxy was dying. Intelligence Chief Kang Un sat in a secret base on the edge of human space. She was listening to communications from across the galaxy. What she heard made her smile. The Velthari Empire was having riots. Their economy had crashed without human trade. Their people were angry and hungry. 3 provinces had declared independence. The Khazari were fighting a civil war. Half their people wanted to apologize to Earth. The other half still thought humans were dangerous. They were killing each other over it. The Prismoth had closed their borders. They were too embarrassed to ask for help. But their crystal cities were going dark without human energy technology. "Ma'am," said Lieutenant Bay. "John, we're getting messages from 17 different species. They all want to talk to Earth." "What do they want?" Kang Yun asked. "They want to apologize. They want to make deals. Some are offering to pay us credits just to talk." Kang Yun laughed. "Tell them Earth is not interested." On the planet Zerion Prime, things were getting very bad. Zerion was a desert world. It could only grow food using human farming technology. But the humans had taken their machines and left. Governor Thexnal looked out at the empty farms. His people were starting to starve. The green plants that had grown for 50 years were now brown and dead. "Sir," said his aide, "the food supplies will run out in 2 weeks." "Contact Earth," Thexnal ordered. "Sir, Earth is not answering any communications from assembly worlds." Thexnal closed his 4 eyes. His people had cheered when the assembly voted to control the humans. Now those same people were going to starve. In the Galactic Assembly building, fewer and fewer representatives were showing up for meetings. Some worlds had recalled their ambassadors. Others had stopped paying their assembly fees. The organization that had ruled the galaxy for thousands of years was breaking apart. High Speaker Zorthak walked through the empty halls. Most of the offices were closed. The cafeteria served only basic food now. The human chefs had made the best meals in the galaxy. Now they ate protein paste and water. He stopped at the window where Jin Wu used to stand. Outside, he could see the results of humanity's absence. Ships were breaking down because human engineers were not there to fix them. Trade routes were empty because human navigators were not there to guide them. Even the space station itself was having problems. Zorthak pressed his hand against the window. The glass was cold. "What have we done?" he whispered to himself. Far away on Earth, President Li Day was reading the same reports that Zorthak was reading, but she was not sad. She was not worried. She was satisfied. "Ma'am," said Admiral Park Soo, "the galaxy is in chaos. Maybe we should help them." President Li Day looked at him with hard eyes. "Help them? They voted to make us prisoners. They called us dangerous. They wanted to put us in a cage." She stood up and walked to her window. Below, she could see human cities full of life and growth. Human children playing in parks. Human scientists working on new inventions. Human farmers growing food without depending on anyone else. "Let them have their chaos," she said. "Let them see what the galaxy looks like without humans. Maybe then they will understand what they threw away." Admiral Park Soo nodded. "Yes, ma'am. What about the species that supported us?" "Take care of our friends," President Li Day replied. "Save the ones who stood with us. Let the others figure out their own problems." She turned back to face the Admiral. "And keep building our defenses. I have a feeling some of them will try to take by force what they could have had for free. As if she could see the future, President Lee Day's words came true. In the Velthari Empire, desperate leaders were making desperate plans. If they could not convince humans to return, maybe they could force them to return. The galaxy had made a terrible mistake. They had pushed away the people who made their civilization work. Now they were learning what happened when the smart ones, the brave ones, the ones who never gave up, decided they had enough. The chaos was just beginning, and Earth was just getting started. 6 months had passed since humans left the galaxy. The Galactic Assembly was dead. The building still floated in space, but it was mostly empty. Only a few species still came to meetings. High Speaker Zorthak was no longer High Speaker. The Velthari Empire had removed him from power. They blamed him for the disaster. Now he sat alone in his old office, waiting for someone to tell him to leave. A message appeared on his computer. It was from Earth. Zorthak's heart jumped. Maybe the humans were finally ready to talk. He opened the message. It was not from the government. It was from Ambassador Jinwoo. But Jinwoo was no longer an ambassador. The message was simple. The Terran Free States are now accepting applications for friendship treaties. Only species who opposed Resolution 4471X may apply. All others are permanently banned from human space. Zorthak stared at the message. The humans had formed their own government. They were not coming back to the assembly. They were building something new without the galaxy. Across space on the planet Morden Prime, Ambassador Park Min was reading the same message. His fish-like hands were shaking. The Morden Collective was dying. Their underwater cities were cold and dark. Their people were leaving to find warmer worlds. Park Min activated his communication system. He tried to call Earth. A human voice answered, "This is Earth Communications. State your business." "This is Ambassador Park Min of the Morden Collective. I need to speak with President Lee Day." "Are you on the approved contact list?" What approved contact list?" "The list of species allowed to contact Earth. The Morden Collective is not on that list." Parkman felt his heart stop beating. "Please, my people are dying. We need help." The Morden Collective voted to make Earth a protected species. Earth is not interested in helping you. The communication ended. Park Min stared at the blank screen. His oldest friend Jin Woo would not even talk to him. But some species were getting help. On the small world of Keth Minor, Captain Oh Sung was delivering medical supplies. The Keith had voted against the resolution. Now they were being rewarded. "Thank you, Captain," said Elder Yixtha. Her people looked like small bears with 6 legs. "We will not forget this kindness." "Earth remembers its friends," Oh Sung replied. "We always will." His ship was one of many helping Earth's true allies. These species got the best human technology. They got human protection. They got human friendship. The species that had betrayed Earth got nothing. On Earth, President Lee Day was meeting with her council. The news from across the galaxy was getting worse every day. "Ma'am," said Intelligence Chief Kang Yoon, "the Velthari Empire is planning something. Our spies report they are building a large military fleet." "How large?" asked Admiral Park Soo. 3,000 ships, all headed toward human space. President Lee Day was not surprised. She had been expecting this. Desperate people did desperate things. "What is their plan?" she asked. "They want to capture Haven Colony," Kang Yoon replied. "They think if they take human prisoners, they can force us to return to the galaxy." Haven Colony was a human farming world on the edge of human space. It had 50,000 people, mostly families with children. It was peaceful and beautiful. President Lee Day stood up. Her face was like stone. "They want to attack our children." "Yes, ma'am." "How long until they arrive?" 2 weeks. President Lee Day looked at Admiral Park Soo. "Can you defend Haven Colony?" Admiral Park Soo smiled. It was not a nice smile. "Ma'am, I have been waiting 6 months for someone to try this. Our new ships are ready. Our new weapons are ready. I'm very ready. Then show them what happens when someone threatens human children." 2 weeks later, the Velthari fleet arrived at Haven Colony. General Krikstar commanded the fleet from his flagship. He was sure he would win. 3,000 ships against one. Small farming world. It would be easy. All ships prepare to attack, Krikstar ordered. But before his ships could fire, something appeared in space around them. Human ships. Not the old ships from 6 months ago. These were new ships. They were bigger, they were faster. They looked different. Admiral Park Soo spoke on an open channel so all the Velthari could hear. This is Admiral Park Soo of the Human Defense Force. You are in human space without permission. Leave now or be destroyed. General Krikstar laughed. You have 50 ships, we have 3,000. Surrender now and we will not kill all of you. Look again, Admiral Park Soo said calmly. Krikstar looked at his sensors. 50 human ships had become 500, then 1,000, then 2,000. They seemed to come from nowhere. The new human ships had stealth technology. They could hide in space until they wanted to be seen. The Velthari had flown into a trap. Impossible, Krikstar whispered. 6 months ago you voted to control us, Admiral Park Soo said. You said we were too dangerous to be free. Today, you will learn what dangerous really means. The battle began. It was not really a battle. It was a demonstration. The human ships moved like dancers. They were so fast the Velthari could not target them. Their weapons were so powerful they could destroy 3 Velthari ships with one shot, in 10 minutes half the Velthari fleet was destroyed. The rest tried to run away. But the human ships were faster. They hunted down every ship that tried to escape. General Krikstar watched his fleet die around him. His flagship was damaged and could not move. Human ships surrounded him. This is Captain Yoon Hae, came a voice on his radio. General Krikstar, you are now a prisoner of the Human Defense Force. Krikstar was brought aboard the human ship. Captain Yoon Hae was a young woman with cold eyes. She took him to a room with a table and 2 chairs. Sit, she ordered. Krikstar sat down. His forearms were shaking. Do you know why you lost? Captain Yoon Hae asked. You had more ships, Krikstar said. No. You lost because you never understood humans. You thought we were dangerous because we take risks. You thought we were dangerous because we think differently. You were right. We are dangerous. But not the way you thought. She leaned forward. We are dangerous because when you push us, we push back harder. We are dangerous because when you threaten our children, we become something you cannot stop. We are dangerous because we never forget and we never forgive. Krikstar stared at her. This young human woman scared him more than any warrior he had ever met. What will you do with me? He asked. We will send you home, Captain Yoon Hae said. You will tell your people what happened here. You will tell them that any species that attacks humans will be destroyed. You will tell them that Earth is not interested in being friends with the galaxy anymore. She stood up. And you will tell them that the humans they called dangerous are now free to be as dangerous as we want to be. The news of the battle spread across the galaxy in hours. The mighty Velthari Empire had sent 3,000 ships to fight humans. Only 1 ship had returned home. Species across the galaxy realized something terrible. For 50 years, humans had been holding back. They had been gentle. They had been kind. They had been peaceful. Now the humans were free to be themselves, and themselves were terrifying. The galaxy had created a monster. They had pushed away their protectors and made them into enemies, and now it was too late to take it back. Earth was done being nice. 1 year had passed since humans left the Galactic Assembly. The galaxy looked very different now. The old assembly building floated empty in space. No one came to meetings anymore. The lights were turned off. Ships passed by without stopping. The greatest government in galactic history was dead. On Earth, President Lee Day stood before a new assembly. But this was not the old Galactic Assembly. This was the Human Commonwealth Assembly. The hall was smaller but brighter. The beings here had chosen to be friends with humans. Today we welcome 3 new species to the Commonwealth, President Lee Day announced. The Keth Collective, the Iral Federation, and the Free Miners of Asterion. The hall cheered. These species had all voted against Resolution 4471X. They had stood with humans when everyone else turned away. Now they were rewarded with friendship, trade, and protection. Ambassador Jin Woo sat in the front row. He was no longer Earth's ambassador to a dead organization. Now he was Secretary of Commonwealth Relations. He decided which species deserved to talk to humans. "Mr. Secretary," said Elder Yixtha of the Keth, "we have received another message from the Morden Collective. They want to join the Commonwealth." Jin Woo's face did not change. "What did you tell them?" "Nothing yet. We wanted to ask you first." Jin Woo remembered his old friend Park Min. He remembered 20 years of friendship. He also remembered the vote that ended everything. The Morden made their choice. Jin Woo said quietly, "They chose to betray us. Some choices cannot be undone." The Water World Mordoon Prime, Ambassador Park Min read Jin Woo's response. It was short and cold. The human commonwealth is not interested in relations with the Mordoon Collective. Park Min's fish-like hands shook as he put down the message. Half his people had already left their dying world. The underwater cities were cold and dark. Without human technology, they could not survive. He had sent 50 messages to Earth. All had been ignored. He had offered treasure, technology, even servitude. Nothing worked. The humans were done with the Morden forever. Far away on the edge of what used to be Velthari space, refugees were building a new life. The Velthari Empire had collapsed completely after the Battle of Haven Colony. Their worlds had declared independence. Their people had scattered across the galaxy. Some Velthari came to human space as beggars. They knelt at the borders and asked for mercy. Most were turned away. Only a few were allowed in. Those who could prove they had opposed. The Resolution.X High Speaker Zorthak was one of the refugees. He lived in a small shelter on a mining station. His purple skin was pale and dirty. His proud voice was now quiet and broken. "Please," he said to a human guard. "I just want to speak to Ambassador Jin Woo. I want to apologize." The guard looked at him with disgust. "Jin Woo doesn't talk to people like you." Zorthak walked away. He had once ruled the galaxy. Now he cleaned toilets for food. Back on Earth, Dr. Kim Yuna was working in her new laboratory. The walls were covered with pictures of amazing inventions. Faster spaceships, better weapons, medical machines that could heal any disease. "Doctor," said her assistant, Dr. Nam Hyun, "the new terraforming machine is ready for testing." Dr. Kim smiled. "Good. How long to turn a dead world into a garden?" 3 months instead of 3 years. "Excellent. Make sure only Commonwealth species get this technology." For 50 years, humans had shared their knowledge with everyone. Now they only shared with friends. The galaxy had lost access to the greatest scientific minds in known space. Engineer Choi Min was building something even more amazing. She was creating artificial worlds, huge space stations that could hold millions of people. The Commonwealth was growing fast. They needed new places to live. "These stations don't need planets," she explained to President Lee Day. "We can build them anywhere. We don't need to ask anyone for permission." The president nodded. "How many can we build?" "As many as we want. We have the resources. We have the knowledge. We have the freedom." Freedom. That was the key word. For 50 years, humans had followed galaxy rules. They had asked permission for everything. They had been careful not to offend anyone. Now they were free. Free to build what they wanted. Free to go where they wanted. Free to be as powerful as they could be. Intelligence Chief Kang Yoon brought President Lee Day the daily reports. The news from across the galaxy was always the same. More chaos, more collapse, more species begging for human help. "Ma'am," Kang Yoon said, "the Khazari Empire is offering us 10 star systems if we will resume trade." "What did you tell them?" "Nothing. They voted against us. They get nothing." President Lee Day nodded. "What about the Zethkari?" Their plague is spreading to other worlds. They are desperate for our medical help. They offer everything they own. Too late, the president said coldly. She walked to her window and looked out at Earth's cities. They were bigger now, more beautiful. Human children played in parks that touched the sky. Human scientists worked on inventions that would have seemed like magic a year ago. Ma'am, Kang Yun continued, some of our allies think we are being too harsh. They say we should forgive the species that voted against us. President Li Day turned around. Her eyes were hard as diamonds. Forgive them? They voted to make us prisoners. They called us dangerous. They wanted to put us in cages like animals. She paused. They were right about one thing. We are dangerous. We are dangerous to anyone who threatens our freedom. She walked back to her desk. The galaxy wanted to see what humans were like when we were controlled. Now they get to see what we are like when we are free. A message appeared on her computer. It was from Captain Oh Sung, who was exploring beyond the galaxy's edge. His ships had found something amazing. Ma'am, the message read, we have discovered a new galaxy. It has thousands of worlds and hundreds of species. They have never heard of the old Galactic Assembly. They are interested in meeting humans. President Li Day smiled. A new galaxy, new friends, new opportunities. The humans were not just free from the old galaxy. They were free to find new ones. She sent a message back to Captain Oh Sung. Begin first contact procedures. Show them that humans come in peace to those who treat us with respect. Then she sent a message to all Commonwealth worlds. Prepare for expansion. We are no longer limited to this galaxy. Admiral Park Soo received the message on his flagship. He was patrolling human space, protecting Commonwealth worlds from raiders and desperate refugees. His new ships were so advanced that no one dared attack them. All ships, he announced to his fleet. New orders from Earth. We are going to explore a new galaxy. Prepare for the greatest adventure in human history. The galaxy that had rejected humans watched in horror as humanity turned away from them completely. The species that had called humans dangerous were now learning what it meant to be ignored by them. Without humans, trade collapsed. Without humans, wars spread. Without humans, medical knowledge was lost. Without humans, the galaxy became a darker, more dangerous place. But humans were done caring about that galaxy. They had found new friends in the Commonwealth. They were building new worlds with new technology. They were exploring new galaxies with new opportunities. The old galaxy had made its choice. They had chosen to reject the best thing that had ever happened to them. Now they lived with the consequences. As President Li Day said in her final speech to the Commonwealth, we did not leave to punish them. We left to save ourselves. But in saving ourselves, we showed the galaxy what they had lost. Sometimes the greatest power is the power to walk away. And walk away they did. Into a bigger, brighter future, leaving behind a galaxy that would never recover from the mistake of pushing humans too far. The humans were free, and the universe was theirs to explore.